Welcome to Love God, Love Others. Do not rebel against the Lord. Let Him lead. Learn all He's taught, and He will always be with us to love God, love others. It's one reason to read 4 chapters a day, except Sundays, and share one main quote or point of your choice in the comments section for our discussion. Today, in the 5-minute Bible study overview, we read Numbers 12 through 15. Numbers 12 shows, once again, Moses' love. So Moses cried out to the Lord, "O God, please heal her." Miriam was confined outside the camp for 7 days, and she was healed. Miriam and Aaron, you see, had begun to talk against Moses because of his Cushite wife, and questioned, has the Lord spoken only through Moses? Hasn't he also spoken through us? The Lord's anger burned against them for their jealousy, and Miriam became leprous. God said, with him, that's Moses, I speak face to face, clearly and not in riddles. He sees the form of the Lord. As the most humble man, and quite willing to forgive, for he had been greatly forgiven, Moses asked God to heal Miriam. Question: would I forgive my brother and sister for such a slight? Numbers 13 has conflict of belief. Then Caleb silenced the people before Moses and said, "We should go up and take possession of the land, for we can certainly do it." Caleb believed what God said to Moses. "Send some men to explore the land of Canaan, which I am giving to the Israelites." Well, 10 of the 12 leaders did not believe. But the men who had gone up with him said, "We can't attack those people. They are stronger than we are." And they spread amongst the Israelites a bad report about the land they had explored. Question: will I believe God or the circumstances? Numbers 14 blesses belief. If the Lord is pleased with us, he will lead us into that land, a land flowing with milk and honey, and will give it to us. Only do not rebel against the Lord. Caleb and Joshua pleaded to move into the promised land. Oh, but these men responsible for spreading the bad report about the land were struck down and died of a plague before the Lord. And all those 20 years old and over that went against God died over the next 40 years while wandering in the desert, never going into the promised land. Nevertheless, in their presumption, they went up toward the high hill country. Then the Amalekites and Canaanites came down and attacked them and beat them down. The people tried to move without the Lord, and surprise, lost. Question: do I move with or without the Lord? Numbers 15 deals with defiance. But anyone who sins defiantly because he has despised the Lord's word and broken his commands, that person must surely be cut off. His guilt remains on him. Deliberate sin separates us from God. A man was found gathering wood on the Sabbath, so the assembly took him outside the camp and stoned him to death. Deliberate defiling of the Sabbath brought death. The priest is to make atonement for the whole Israelite community, and they will be forgiven, for it was unintentional. Unintentional sin, as a community or as a single person, required an offering for the sin which brought forgiveness. Question: have I continued in defiance or faith in God? Cry out to the Lord for others. Trust in the Lord, and he'll be pleased with you. Love God, love others leads to the land of milk and honey. Everything else is the opportunity to do these two. Until next time.